Hi friends, Tracy here from the Sewing Channel. Welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. I have a really fun fat quarter project for us today. We are going to use 4 fat quarters and turn those into an easy, beginner-friendly, reversible apron. Enough talking already. Let's get busy making a 4 fat quarter reversible apron. Let me show you the measurements of the fat quarters that you'll need for today's reversible apron. On the one side, you will need coordinating fabrics. This is from the stitch line from Lori Holt, if anyone is interested. The main body, the bottom skirting of our apron, we're going to utilize the entire fat quarter. So you want to cut off as little as possible. You can even tell on mine that I left the selvage on this side because that print goes all the way to the edge, and I'm going to need every little bit of this that I can get. For the other fat quarter, the coordinating one, you'll need to cut out 2 separate pieces. On this one, you can go either a tall pocket or you can go a sideways pocket like that. I think I prefer the side pocket more because there's more room for the hand to go in. Let me share with you the measurements of this one. Almost 12.5 this way, about 13.5 this way. The longer side is going to be going up and down. And this piece, if you wanted the taller, skinnier pocket, is going to be 17 inches by 7 inches. But since I've decided I want my pocket to be longer this way, I'm just going to slice this. And you'll see why we did that when we construct the pocket. In that case, you will have 2 separate pieces at about 8.5 by 7. So that's the one side of the apron. This is the fat quarter that I chose for the reversible side of my apron. I'm going to have the same exact cuts as the other one. I've decided that I do want to quilt on my apron, which is going to be really cute, I think. I'm going to need some fusible fleece for this. And this will also help give our apron a bit of stability. It'll be a bit more stiff than most aprons. So there's a bumpy side to this fusible fleece, and want your batting to be smaller than your fabric. You're also going to need some straps. I'm not going to use bows today or ribbon. I'm going to use this nylon strapping. The first thing I'm going to do is work on my pocket. Now remember, I had said that I want it sideways like this on the apron, and it's going to be right in the center, I think. I'm going to put right sides together. I've pinned all around. I'm going to leave approximately a 3-inch opening here. Right there, I'll stop, and right there. So what I'm going to do is start here, drop my needle, back stitch real good, go to the corner here, sew up, around this way, down, and when I get to this red notch right here, I'm going to stop and back stitch. So you can see here I've stitched all the way around, leaving that space open right here, and clip these corners right here. Now you're going to turn your work through that opening. You're going to tuck in that seam allowance, which should be about a 1/4 inch or so, and then you're going to press it. Now this will get closed up later when we attach this to the main part of the apron. So right now you'll just pin that to help remind you that that's the opening. Set that one aside, and then you're going to do the next one. After you have sewn up and prepared both of your pockets, set those aside. Let's iron on our fusible fleece. Once I have it where I want it, I'm going to then lay the fabric side up. Then I'm going to take my iron and press over top of the fabric slowly, because fusible fleece takes a second to adhere. So let me take this time while I iron to let you all know that I am perfectly fine. I'm not sick in any way. My voice just seems to have been on break for a while. But I do think that it's getting better and better every day. It's going on weeks of a crackling voice for me after being sick with a sinus infection. So it's just lingering. So no worries on me being sick. I am healthy, just crackly. all ironed on now. Now this is not a tutorial on free motion quilting, but I am going to totally free motion quilt my apron today, which I don't normally do. Now mind you, I did not put the backing on this at all, so this is still just the fleece on the back of the front. So there will be no quilting on the other fabric. So you can see here that this one is all quilted and ready to go. You're going to take your pocket, and here's the opening side at the bottom, right there. You're going to pin that where you'd like to see it on your apron. You can do it on the left or the right or in the center, lower, higher, whatever your need is. I came down about a quarter of this fat quarter down this way and then just centered it right there. And I did the same thing here. Then you're going to take it to the sewing machine, drop your needle here, back stitch real good. So down, down, and up. Leaving this open right here because your hand's going to have to go in there. So you don't want to close that up. And you'll do the same thing with this one. It's just a top stitch on 3 sides. This is the 2 bodice pieces of our apron. Here's our strap. You see here that it connects right there. You squeeze that, pull it out, comes in and out. But I do not want this on the back of my neck. So since this is already attached, I did cut this shorter. So you can tell here how long that piece was. I cut quite a bit off. And the way this will be positioned around my neck, it will not bother me in any way. The bodice right side up, about 3/4 inch in on each side here. You're going to line this up and pin this. I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch this way, line this up right here. Then you're going to pin this here. Try and get these to lay as flat as you can in there. You're going to take this other piece here and lay right sides together, right on top of the buckle and everything. Now we're going to take it to the sewing machine and you're going to leave the bottom open. This is the top right here with the 2 straps connected inside of that seam allowance. You're going to start here, back stitch, go all the way up using about 1/4 inch or so, or whatever you like. Pivot here at the corner, go across. I would go across those straps a couple times. Go here, go all the way down here, and you're going to back stitch right there and stop. So you're going to keep this open. Sew that, and then I'll meet you back here. So here's this all sewn up, and there's our opening. So you're going to turn this right side out now. So you can see here, everything is nice and tucked into here. Now our next step is to fold this in half like this to find the center, which I put a tiny red dot right there for the center of this bodice. And then what you're going to do is just with a tiny 1/4 inch pleat, meet that up to the center and meet that other piece up to the center. About 1/2 inch right here, and then I turn these up, so these are probably about 1/4 inch pinch coming in. Hopefully you can see that. Once you have your little pleat there, you can go ahead and clip that. Now what you're going to do is sew a top stitch starting down here, come up to the corner, pivot. You're going to go right across these straps again, and you're going to go over the center right here, making that pleat stabilized, and then keep going and go down the side. Do not stitch anywhere in this area. There's no need to. So you can see our little top. We have that cute little pinch right there. And then when we do decide to reverse it, then it just has the opposite little pleat on it. Cute. Take one of your bottoms and lay it face up. Take your other one and lay it right sides together right on top of the other one. Now on my quilted one is where I pinned my straps, and it's just the same strap and it is buckled still, What I've done is come 3/4 in from the top of this fabric and pin it there, and the same over here, about 3/4 in. So once that's pinned, hold that down a sec. You're going to take this piece and drop this in here. Seems weird, I know, but it'll work. You're going to center that here along your fabric, and you can fold the center to find the center. So I've got 5 inches on that side and 5 inches on that side. So I'm good to go here. So I've laid that down, and you want to make sure that this fabric goes with this, that it's going to be up against. So same fabric to same fabric together. And if you were to look here, the whale fabric is along, it's touching the gray right there. That's what we want. Pull this down here. And this has to be tucked in there as well, your strap. So your straps are pinned. Try to lay the buckles and straps in there best you can, as flat as you can. Now I know in my case, since I quilted this fabric here with the ladies on it, it shrunk in a little bit, and that's because of the free motion quilting. So flatten this out the best you can, center it the best you can. Once you have it even, you're going to pop pins to hold it. When you get to the bottom right here, you want to leave an opening to turn all of this work. So I'm gonna leave about 5 inches or so. And just mark it so you know where to stop sewing. Okay, once everything is marked, everything is pinned, you're going to start down here where that initial mark is, backstitch really good, go about 1/4 inch all the way around, up and around until you get back here to this red mark, and backstitch. Now I know I have excess fabric here. So once you have everything all pushed out and everything is laying nice and flat, you've pressed along the edges, you still have this opening that needs to be closed. So as you're pressing along the sides, just press in 1/4 inch or so. Top stitch right along here, along the top, and there. Just boxing in a big square. And that will close that up down there, and then we'll see what it looks like. I really couldn't be more happier with this apron. It turned out so cute. This gray one couldn't be any cuter, right? If you want to keep on learning, I have hand-picked some videos just for you. They're on the screen right now around me. Go ahead, click one of them, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Until next time on the Sewing Channel, take care.